Good morning, pretty ladies and handsome gents, and welcome back to my channel, Cole Ann. I know that these videos aren't coming out as quickly as I would like them to, but let me tell you, chemotherapy has got me feeling run down and tired. I'm feeling tired and cold, and I love my new robe that I got from Victoria's Secret because it feels so nice. I don't know why I'm trying to talk with any kind of accent because I ain't got one, except for Western Pennsylvania-ese, Pittsburgh-ese. I want to give a quick shout out to my sister-in-law for hooking me up with this Coach bag, because anybody who knows me knows that I love my Coach. And whenever I got put on chemotherapy, part of the treatment is I have to carry a chemo pump with me for 46 hours straight, attached to my port. I don't know, you can see it right. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. So get fed poison like basically 3 days, because I get hooked up on a Tuesday to a different drug, and then it pours the chemicals into me, and then I get switched on to the pump for 2 more days. And that's what my life has been like every other week for 3 months. And I received great news from my doctor, because during all this, I just know what I'm feeling on the outside. And when you put poison into your body, you feel crappy. So you're like, you know, is it working? Am I feeling crappy enough? Do I need to feel more crappy than what I am? Because really, you know, I've been dealing with it and it's been improving, but I have no indication whether or not it's working or not until the doctor tells you what you know he's figuring out. And I trust my doctor. So my doctor came into my last appointment because I am now over halfway through with my treatments, and he said that by looking at my numbers, it looks like my body is handling the treatment really well and that it's working. And for someone who's stage 4 colon cancer, that is great news to hear. Now, I need to do a scan to know for sure what's going on in my body, but it's a blessing just to know that the numbers are going down. So the numbers, they are tumor marker numbers. And whenever I first started, I got my first tumor marker test, and it showed up positive that cancer might be pregnant, might be present in my body. And so, like, that's what immediately, you know, set me into, let me alert my family, so that if it is cancer, that they're not like hit with a brick wall in the head, that all of a sudden I have this diagnosis. So I gave them like a slow walk into it, indicates that there might be cancer, but there might not be. But I'm just letting you know that that's what it indicated. And at that time, my numbers for my CEA tumor marker test was over 300, which they want, if you're a non-smoker, you're not supposed to be over 2.5, and if you're a smoker, you're not supposed to be over 5. So already that was a big difference. So then after my surgery and right before I started chemo treatment, they took my numbers again, and I feel so bad because I didn't take a screenshot of those results, and I wish that I had, but I didn't know that I wasn't going to have access to them because they changed and updated their systems. Well, right before I started chemo, the number had even jumped further to 700. So the doctor came in, he said, yeah, your scores went from over 700 to 19. So I'm going to try to put the first number and the last number on there, the 300 and the 19, but know that there was a point in the middle right before I started chemo that it had actually jumped to over 700. So that is my update. So anybody who's out there praying for me, keeping me in their thoughts, just sending great vibes, keep doing it because it's working. Stay optimistic. Optimism and the way that you connect your mind to your body is so important. And that goes on to my central message for today, which is hold on to the sweet moments that happen, because you can be so up and down emotionally, physically, mentally, with frustrations, bizarre side effects, that it could really get you down. So when you see a sweet moment, gravitate towards it, ponder it, think about it, and let the world know. So, and that's what I'm going to do today. So my very first sweet moment that I would like to talk about is my cousin Eunice. She's my first cousin, and we pretty much grew up together. We spent most of our formative years growing together. They're my closest first cousins were Eunice and her sister Lauren, who, you know, had her own little medical journey while I was going through my medical journey. And I'm like, we can't be going through medical journeys at the same time because we need each other. So my very first round of chemo kicked my butt so bad. I was down for the count. I was laying down sick. Like I have 2 anti-nausea medicines that they give me, you know, one's every 8 hours, one's every 6 hours, and just taking them one after the other, trying to keep the nausea down. And then I would always end up getting sick an hour before the next nausea medication was due. So I was throwing up the whole entire time for 2 days. I couldn't eat for 3 days. And I know my mom was scared as heck, because anything that they tell you before you go into it is like, stay hydrated and stay moving. And I couldn't do either. I couldn't keep anything down. I was taking little slow sips of water as much as I could, but that water was coming right back up an hour before it was due for me to take another antiemetic, and I was down. So then comes my cousin Eunice, who was so sweet and gracious enough. She gave me a care package, you know, chemotherapy care package from Barnes & Noble, filled with, you know, all the things that I love to do. I love to journal, I love to read. So she got me a book, she got me journaling materials, she got me puzzles and crossword puzzles and things to stimulate my mind. And then on top of that, she got me ginger tea and these ginger chews that are supposed to help for nausea. And that was so sweet of her. And that's a sweet moment that I will hold on to and cherish, because at a time when I needed it, she cared enough to, you know, respond and think of me when she didn't have to. And so that was my number one sweet moment that I would love to share with you guys, and to know, you know, yes, I may have been down, but there was people rooting for me to get back up. Number 2, my cousin Alicia. I love her to death. She's one of the people that I'll talk to every single day. I love her. She is a sweetheart, and you wouldn't know it, because she, you know, she comes across as very bold, but she is a sweetheart. She's one of those people who actually listen to your problems and actually hear you and want to know how your day is going and truly, genuinely mean it. Well, I developed what is called cold sensitivity, and it's not what you think. Like, I know I'm in my robe and I talk about how I'm constantly cold because chemotherapy destroys your immune system, and it makes your blood count go down, and so you're cold a lot. But cold sensitivity, the only way I could describe it is, if I touch something cold, it feels like pin needles going through my body. And like if I eat something cold, like the other day, I ate a piece of celery that came out the fridge, and it felt like I was about to lose my tooth. Like, it just sent a jolt of pain right straight to that tooth. So I knew that I, you know, can't eat stuff straight out the fridge anymore, because it's cumulative. It gets worse as it goes on. So if I tolerated it before, I might not tolerate it the next session. So anyway, story, she had just gotten me these warming slippers that you could put in the microwave and heat up before you wear them, to help with the cold sensitivity, because part of it is I can't walk on cold surfaces, which I knew that, but it didn't translate until it actually happened to me. I knew I was doing very well. I knew that I wore my gloves so that whenever I open up the fridge or touch something cold, that I wouldn't go into immediate shock. And I decided I was going to walk into my kitchen and make me a cup of hot cocoa. And And I was doing everything right, except for I didn't put any socks on and I didn't put any shoes on before I walked across the tile floor in my kitchen. And so as I'm standing there waiting for my hot chocolate to be made, my feet started feeling like 1,000 pin needles were coming up and attacking my feet. And I was like, oh no, and I come running out of the kitchen. And my mom met me. She handed me the slippers that my cousin had so graciously given me that day. And I put those slippers on immediately. And it took, I didn't have time to heat it up at the time, which would have made it work even faster, because to combat it is like you have to warm up your feet quickly. So it took a little bit longer for my feet to calm down. So that was a very sweet moment and very helpful, and just someone who takes time to care and to say, oh, you're going to be having these problems, and she was right on time with those slippers. And so that was the sweet moment that I would love to share with you all from her. Third is that my son has been my rock. I raised him well. I'm so very proud of him. And my son knows that I can't just go in and get a piece of celery and eat it out the coldness. And so, he thinks of me whenever he's getting food, and he says, Mom, would you like to get me, would you like food? I'm getting food. Can I order you something too? Something warm for you to eat. Or if I say, Tyler, I'm not feeling well, can you bring me some hot chocolate? Can you bring me some hot tea? And sure enough, he doesn't complain. He doesn't hem-haw about it. He just does it. And that is so sweet that I don't have to feel like I'm a burden. And he's never made me feel like I'm burdening him. He just does it out of the goodness of his heart, because that's his sweet nature. And he also knows that as these local ice cream joints are opening, we have a place called Four Bushes here that just makes great ice cream, and I can't wait to have some. But with my cold sensitivity, I know that I can't from time to time. And so it opened up right whenever I was going through my chemotherapy week, and I had the cold sensitivity, so I knew I could not eat the ice cream without feeling like I'm dying. So but he's just so sweet enough that he'll get me hot chocolate or something that I can eat and enjoy, and not make it so hard on me. So, and also I have this weird side effect, and I don't know anybody else who's going through chemotherapy that has it, but I looked it up, and it's called first bite syndrome, which makes you feel like the first bite of food that I take, it makes your jaws hurt right here, and you feel like your mouth is going to fall apart, and it hurts so bad that you wonder if you're ever going to be able to eat normally again. But it only happens on the first bite, and then it ebbs away, and then you're able to eat like it's normal. And I talked to my doctor about it, and he's like, the medications can cause inflammation, and that's just part of that. And it's like what you go through to get healthy again. Just trust the process. And so far, my skin was getting real blotchy, but it's starting to clear up now, so my face is starting to go back to my normal skin that I love to be in. And now I'm rambling, but I just wanted to point out that whenever you have trouble with eating and not being able to eat ice cream, which I'm an ice cream girl, I love ice cream, and having a son who loves you well enough to make sure that you're taken care of, to make sure that you're eating and that you have something special, and that he will go in there and get me the things that he knows that I enjoy and love. And whenever I'm not feeling down, he's there for me through it all. And that's a sweet moment that I wanted to share with you, because my son is great. Okay, and my fourth sweet moment is a shout out to my Aunt Octavia and my cousin Ursula, who keeps me in fresh flowers. Do you know that flowers, it's a magical thing? Not every girl is a flower type girl, but I am. And so take note, guys. Send your girl flowers. It just shows that you're loved. It's an expression of pure love in the simplest of forms. They're fresh, they're alive, they're from the outside. When you feel like you're just stuck inside, it makes you feel feminine, it makes you feel cared for. And so it's so beautiful to have fresh flowers to smile at you when you wake up every day, and to keep them like, she got me a little small bouquet and I transferred it into a vase that my cousin Eunice has got me flowers in before, and just looking at the pretty purple vase with the beautiful flowers, it's lovely. It's just pure happiness whenever you're going through something that can make you feel overwhelming, emotions. And to have something just so nice and part of the outside world when you feel so stuck inside. And I just want to know that it is healing to receive fresh flowers. So I'm very grateful, very thankful, and that is why I want to share you that sweet moment. Thank you. And last but not least, the fifth sweet moment that I want to share with you is just the power of connection and communication with your support team. I have so many wonderful people that I was close to before this all happened, and there's other people that I'm getting close to after that has happened, and they are beautiful, beautiful souls who will take the time of their day to sit down and have a phone conversation with you. You don't know how terribly lonely it can be, and I'm an introvert, so it's not even like I go out of my way to, crave attention or, connection, because I'm fine on my own, but I've never been so disconnected from the world where, for one, I was bedridden since November, so my stamina is not it. 2, I'm going through chemotherapy, my immune's down, so I'm not in a hurry to be around people and potentially getting sick. I have to take care of this body that I'm in as it is right now, because I truly believe in self-care, and part of that self-care is keeping myself separated from people at this moment. But the people who take the time to call me, to see how I'm doing, to have a conversation, to pray with me, to talk God with me, to just talk, to you, my cousin Alicia got me addicted to K-dramas. I am loving watching Korean dramas on Netflix. If you never tried it, try it, because they are amazing storylines. Top 3 or 4 right at the top of my head. Move to Heaven. Oh my gosh, you will be in your feelings. Love to Hate You. It is so hilarious, and it's like, a woman empowerment. That's one for you. I watched Sweet Home, which, if you like The Walking Dead, right up your alley, right up my alley. And I just watched The Fabulous, which was an amazing story all around. I love it. I enjoy it. And Extraordinary Attorney Woo. I'm loving them all, because I probably just named all the ones that I watched. So I invite you to watch them too. I'm not getting paid to make that, but I'm just saying these are what I'm living for, and being able to have someone to talk to about what you're watching. And let me tell you, I'm not in the world yet, but I will be one day. And it just keeps me grounded and sane, because you can go really stir crazy just being by yourself, all by yourself. It can be so lonely. So please remember people who are going through things, who are sick and at home and may not have what it takes to get outside, and or may even be agoraphobic. I have a friend who's agoraphobic. They need people to talk to them every day and to, show them that you care about them. So that's why it was, my last but the best one is just being able to talk to my friends, to receive love from them, and to know that they're out there supporting me is great. And And I find myself extremely emotional. And I know it's not just from cancer. Cancer is hard enough on its own, but you have to realize I'm also grieving the loss of my sister and my niece, and that tears away at my soul every day because I never lost anybody that close to me, and it feels real, and it feels like it just happened every day. And every day, especially going through this, I crave for them to be here with me, and I know that they cannot be, but I know that they're in a better place than being in this world, you know, and going through all the traumas that we go through from a day-to-day basis. But I'm selfish. I want them here, you know. So I like to take the time to remember them and to remember those sweet moments that I have had with them. And I implore you, if you're going through cancer, if you're going through anything that remotely resembles something that's very mentally and physically hard on you, just take those moments, take those sweet moments that you have, those memories, those sweet moments that kind of take you and separate you away from what your circumstances are, and let you know that there are people out there who love you a lot, who's wishing you nothing but the best, and that they are there for you, and hopefully you have enough energy to be right there for them too. And thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing in this journey with me. And until next time, thank you. Goodbye.